Okay, hi everyone. This is Susan and Adam with Mods for Quads, and with us today we have Derrik. Am I saying your last name correct? Amaral?
Got it right.
Okay. Where are you located?
Well, I'm originally from Massachusetts, but now I live here in Florida, 45 minutes north of Tampa, called Spring Hill, a town called Spring Hill. So that's where I'm at. And and then in the summer, I spend the summer months in Portugal in the Azores. So that's where we're at right now.
That's awesome. I love Portugal. I actually was just trying to get there and backed out due to COVID. But anyway, so okay, we have so much to cover. I want to ask you first off, what is your injury level? What happened to you?
Okay, well, my entry level is C4, C5, C6, C7, incomplete, but it was a quadriplegia. I had a car accident in October of 2013, and actually yesterday, which was Halloween, made 8 years that I've had this injury. I was in a very, very bad car accident, and this is where we are. My rebirth day was yesterday, so it's kind of a bittersweet moment for me because it was very, of course, life changing and never expected something like that to happen to me. I was working at the hospital and I stepped out on my break, and that's when my life completely changed. I got rear-ended. I was stopped at the lights, and the paramedics came, and they knew something horrible was really wrong. They actually found me in the trunk of my car, and
So
yeah, and they couldn't take.
rear-ended, you got smashed.
Yeah, I pretty much, it was like a train that came out of nowhere. I mean, I lost conscious, and they didn't even take me to my hospital where I was working out because they knew something was really bad and really wrong. So they took me to a trauma center in Hudson, Bennett Point, about 20 minutes away from my job. So got to the hospital, and of course, I didn't realize the extent of the injury. They called my parents, and my parents came, and they did a bunch of MRIs, CAT scans, you name it. And I don't remember them telling me what had happened. They took my parents to another room, and they told my parents that they had to take me to surgery because it was really serious, and that I had pretty much fractured my neck from C4 all the way to C7. And they didn't promise much. They didn't think I was going to make it, to be honest with you. And I woke up out of the surgery, and of course, I woke up with a bunch of breathing tubes and you name it. And I couldn't talk on my own. I couldn't breathe on my own. I couldn't eat on my own, couldn't do nothing. I couldn't move a toe, couldn't move a finger. And I was laying in bed, but I still didn't realize the extent of the injury. I thought, okay, maybe this is just a little boo-boo, a little Band-Aid job. I'll be fine. I'm going to walk out of this place. I mean, I worked in that environment. You're so used to nurses and doctors being around you all the time. And when you go to the hospital, you think, okay, I'm going to come out of this okay. They're going to make me better. I'm going to come out of this okay. But no, that didn't happen. And it's been 8 years, like I said, of hard work, a lot of support, and a lot of determination.
Yeah. How old were you when this happened?
I was 29.
Oh my goodness.
Yep.
And what was your career? What were you doing at the hospital?
It was 4 days after my birthday. I just had my birthday.
Yeah.
And I was a nurse's aide and phlebotomist, and I was going to school to actually become an X-ray technician, and that didn't happen.
I see. So fast forward a little bit, like your recovery, your mental state, I mean, kind of what happened afterwards. Can you kind of describe how you kind of pulled the pieces back together?
Well, one of the first questions I asked when I was able to speak to the doctors, I was like, will I ever walk again? And of course, I think the answer to most people that I've come to find out is, oh, no, you're never going to walk again. they looked at me like I was crazy when I asked that question. And they're like, it's never gonna happen. And I was like, that's when it really hit me. And then I spent 6 months in the hospital. I was 3 months in the ICU, 3 months in recovery rehab type thing. But even during the rehab process, I couldn't do much. My blood pressure had issues. I mean, it was always something that I couldn't come out of. And basically, therapy wise, I didn't do much. I pretty much laid up in the bed for the whole 6 months. So I pretty much lost every muscle in my body, which is unfortunate because a lot of people don't realize is like one day in bed is like a week in bed. And I think that I just couldn't handle the extent of the injury was really bad. And then I got home, and that's when we started doing some therapy here and there. And first toe wiggled for the first time in like 7 months is when I got home. And of course, I was on every medication you can think of. I was probably taking 20 pills in the morning, 20 pills at night. And it was like I was slowly dying, to be honest with you. But it was awful. When I got home, that's when I realized, okay, my life is really different. Here I go from helping other people, taking care of other people at the hospital, and being in that environment. And now I'm here at home, not being able to do anything for myself. I think, no, I know. I cried every day for the first year. I cried every day. I mean, I probably could fill buckets of tears because that's how um, emotionally and it was more. Sometimes it's not a physical thing. Even till this day, I always say it's not really the physical thing. Sometimes it's more of the mental that that's more of the struggle.
Mhm.
But I've worked really hard over these 8 years, and if I had listened to the doctors, I wouldn't be where I am today.
You probably wouldn't even be here. Right?
True, true.
You can only sustain life that immobile for so long before you don't feel like you're adding any purpose or anything. So what kind of sparked you into this, idea that you're just gonna move forward on your own and figure it all out and make a whole new life for yourself? What was that?
Well, when we started the whole physical therapy thing, and I was going to outpatient for physical therapy, and of course they only give you 2 days a week, 1 hour, and I'm like, okay, this is nice, but this is not enough. I wanted more. I mean, they play with your arm, play with your leg, and send you home and tell you to do homework. Okay, that's a beautiful thing, but with a spinal cord injury, you need a lot of amounts of physical therapy. We're talking about every day. We're talking about trying different things. And we're not talking 1 hour. We're talking hours,
Yeah.
not just 1 hour here and there and thinking, okay, I'm going to walk and get out of this chair by myself. That's not going to happen. So that's when I said, okay, this thing about doing physical therapy twice a week, yeah, it's nice, but not nice enough for me to get out of this chair. So that's where I put myself to say, I want more and I'm going to go after more. And that's when I started going to a gym, a regular gym. My parents would come with me. I would send messages to trainers in my community. I sent messages to everyone around here that was willing to help out, from yoga to Pilates to gym, you name it. I tried everything. And I reached out to everybody in my community and I was like, listen, who wants to help me? And believe it or not, a lot of people responded like, you know what, if you show up, we're going to help you. And if you're that determined, we're going to help you. So that's what happened. I found great people in my life to, support me 100% and have been behind me 100%. I always like to change up my trainers because a lot of people have different ideas. But, that's where I'm at right now. And I'm just grateful for where I'm going.
That's awesome. So what kind of gains have you been able to make?
Well, first off, I can breathe on my own, thank God. So that's a gain right there. Um, you know, we take so much for granted. It's not even funny. I can now walk with a walker with assistance. So I've come a long way. I mean, I still want to reach for the stars, still want to have, I still have goals. I would love to walk independently. Will I reach there? You can never say never.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, and what about your arm mobility? Do you have
Well,
that back in your core?
yep, that all came back. I can move my arms. Move my hands. I couldn't even feed myself. Couldn't even use a phone. Couldn't even type. And now I can pretty much do all that. I can feed myself, use a phone, use a remote control. Couldn't do any of that when this injury happened. I couldn't even move my arms, couldn't move anything.
Wow, good for you. Well, tell us a little bit about how you got on social media and are trying to embrace everyone that's in the same boat and educate them and share information back and forth. What is that all about?
One thing that's missing in social media is like there's a lot of people that want to help but don't know where to go to share their experiences or say, listen, this can help you. And I decided to start a Facebook group called Spinal Cord Injury Rehabilitation and Recovery Group on Facebook. And we just reached the 10,000 member milestone. So, and it's great because we have all these centers that are putting their stuff out there, videos of people working out, of people doing different things. And that's where the information comes. And I think information is a powerful tool. And a lot of people are blown away, like, oh my God, people can do this with a spinal cord injury. Yes, life doesn't have to stop. The
Mhm.
doctor will tell you your life will stop. The doctors will tell you you're never going to get out of bed by yourself or walk again. But if you just don't listen to that stuff and go to a group like mine or come or join our group, you'll be pretty much blown away by what some people can do with a spinal cord injury. Now, am I saying it's easy? No, it's not easy. I have my days too. I still depend on my family. I still depend on support. But I think with support and the right resources and the right tools and the right information, someone can get far with this injury. I really believe that.
Yeah, we do too, huh, Adam?
Yep.
Adam, do you want to ask Derrik any questions?
Yeah. I just want to shed a little light on, I mean, it's very obvious by what you've said that you're super proactive and, you've really taken the bull by the horns and, mastered your recovery in every way and in every chance you've had. Could you tell us a little bit about that long list of things that you've done over the years?
Sure, I've tried. I always say people have to think out of the box with this injury. So I've tried, acupuncture. I've tried yoga. I've tried hyperbaric oxygen. You name it, I've tried pretty much everything. I also was invited about 3 years ago to use the Cyberdyne HAL. It's like an exoskeleton. I was one of the first Americans here in the United States to use that technology from Japan. So, I mean, it was an amazing opportunity. Did I make progress with it? Yes, I did. Did I want more? Of course, I wanted more, but I was happy with the progress I had made with, it's almost like an exoskeleton type thing, but it actually uses electrodes in your body. In a sense, it reads the signals coming from your body and you actually move the machine. The machine doesn't move for you. You're the one that's saying, okay, move this muscle with your brain, and it's actually moving your muscles. So that was a pretty cool thing because I actually had tried an exoskeleton and it didn't work out really great with me. But yeah, it was great. I mean, I've tried pretty much, you name it, I've done it. I mean, I've tried spiritual things too, healing things and meditation, you name it, I've done it.
Would
What's
you
your
say that all,
okay.
sorry, would you say that all those modalities combined have put you where you are today? Or do you have a couple few that you think are, more pronounced than the others that have made a difference?
Well, I can say one thing. I know that getting in my pool every day and being in there for 3 hours every day and trying to move whatever I can has helped tremendously, because when I first started going in the pool, I needed all kinds of noodles. I needed somebody in the pool with me. I would literally drown to the bottom of the pool if there was nobody in there with me. Now I can be in my pool by myself, and I swim in there by myself, and I do my workouts in there by myself. So I can say that swimming in the pool and doing exercise and being, bringing all that in the water is just life changing, because you're not afraid of falling, you're not afraid of getting hurt, you're not going to go far. And I think the pool is what has helped me the most. Of course, being in a regular gym also helps. I mean, with increasing muscle strength, I believe yoga is a big deal and something that should be done a lot more often. Stretching is huge. It's like a workout. And I would say those three things, and maybe acupuncture too. I think that's also beneficial.
Do you have any pain?
I don't like to think about pain. But yes, I do. I mean, when someone asks me, "Do you have pain?" I always say, I'll look at it. I say I'm uncomfortable. But other than that, I don't look at it as a pain thing. I did have surgery 2 years ago for a baclofen pump, and I did get it. And actually, it did help a lot with the pain. But one thing I have noticed is that it kind of set me back a little bit with my walking. So actually, this month I've been weaning off my baclofen pump, and I'm having surgery on Wednesday to actually remove it.
Wow.
That's good to hear.
Your
That's
drive
really
to walk is the most important. Go ahead. Sorry, Adam.
No, I was just saying that's so good to hear, because so many people out there on baclofen pumps, and a lot of those medications do keep us from, feeling those subtle nuances that lead to that next new movement, that next new breakthrough. So it's really cool to hear of someone actually getting it removed.
Yeah, well, I'm not knocking it down. I just feel personally, I have no regrets. I feel like, okay, if I didn't try it, I would have never known if it would work or not. So that's up to an individual basis, because somebody can have a great experience with it, because I actually have seen people walk independently with the baclofen pump. But guess what? That didn't happen with me. Actually set me back a little bit, because the thing is, you have to find the right dose, and it's a complicated process. But I was patient with it for 2 years, and I'm like, okay, you know what? It's time to take it out. Plus, I spent half of the summer, well, most of the entire summer in another country, and they don't have the resources for this baclofen pump. So God forbid something happens over there. I'm not coming back in a body bag, if you know what I mean,
Yeah.
So, I looked at the pros and cons. Yes, it's nice to be pain-free, nice, not to wake up a little stiff, but you know what? It is what it is. And I've made a decision, and actually I've responded pretty good. Just weaning off the baclofen pump. Right now I'm on the oral stuff, because they felt like it's still necessary for me to use it. And I'm okay with taking the oral stuff. I mean, I'm not taking any other medication. So I'm not one for medications, because, I went down that line before. I'm taking 20 pills a morning and night. And that's when I said, this is not going to happen. This recovery is not going to happen, taking all this kind of medications. But, I think what needs to be done needs to be done. And that's why we're doing the surgery on Wednesday, to take it out and see what happens.
Wow. Well, best of luck with that. How's your family life? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Actually, I already, because I'm not even using the pump right now because they're taking it out on Wednesday. But to be honest with you, my walking came back and it's like, whoa, this feels great. I'm really taking some good steps here. I mean, I wake up a little bit stiffer, but other than that, it's okay. I can deal with a little pain but still be able to move around and take some good steps. That's all that matters. I can't wait to get back into, because during this whole month, I kind of just wanted to take it easy, see how I would respond. But I mean, I have been walking here at home and doing my squats here at home. But once I have the surgery and they say it's like a 2-week recovery thing, I will get back into the physical aspect of it and get back to work. But I haven't stopped, even though I'm going through this process. I get up every day, walk around the house, and do what I have to do.
That's awesome. I mean, that's incredible that you're walking, all based on your sheer will to do it. And I do think that the swimming pool is amazing. It seems to be one of the most powerful tools just to remove gravity to be able to feel movement.
That's the luxury part of living in Florida. You have a pool and you can use it all year long. I basically do use it from, now that I go to Portugal in the summer. I really don't use it in the summer, but even in Portugal, I have a pool that we have there, a community type thing. And I go there every day in the summer and I'm in the pool 2-3 hours, just working, enjoying the sun, enjoying the water, and just enjoying it.
So when you say working, are you able to just kind of work on your healing and your online stuff, and that's it, or do you have another job, or?
No, right now I say I'm retired. I'm retired. I look at it that way. I mean, my job right now is my recovery, and one day I'd like to help people in a different capacity. Right now, I'm helping in my own way, but I would love to help people in another capacity and actually work at a center that deals with spinal cord injuries and be like, hey, listen, I had I had this injury, and here I am. And that's the ultimate goal, because I feel like so many people have helped me and I want to give it back in one way or another.
Well, I would love to talk to you about that further with Mods for Quads and what we're trying to do. It'd be great to combine efforts. Do you live with your family, or how do you have all this support with going international and being able to go in the pool every day? Is
I have amazing parents.
good.
I have amazing parents. With this injury, you come to realize some people will come, but some people will go. But the right ones always stay there. And my parents, my sister, my nephews, my cousins, aunts, uncles, we're a very tight-knit Portuguese family. And I gotta say, everybody has been so supportive of me since day one. Till this day, I'm so grateful, because with this injury, I don't know how some people do it by themselves, but I give them a lot of credit, because I know I couldn't have done this by myself. So I'm just grateful for my family. I'm grateful for the people that have been supportive of me, because I know it's hard, because I've met people in this situation, I've heard stories, and through my group, and you do need that support. One way or another, you definitely need that support. So I'm just grateful for my parents. They've been awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. You're so lucky.
Yeah.
Anything else, Adam?
Oh, I just want to ask one little thing. I'm guessing, a lot of your short-term goals in the future will be around being off the pump and seeing, like, what shows back up and what things you can kind of utilize after that. But I just want to ask you, at this snapshot in time, what are you currently working on the most in terms of your getting stuff back right now?
Well, I think continuing getting stronger is important, and getting just increasing the strength and increasing that flexibility. I think that's the two goals that I have right now. And like I said, I don't know if I'll ever walk independently. I mean, it would be nice, but at least just get stronger and take one day at a time and see where it goes.
You just never know. Which is really cool. Keep shooting for that because you've had so many gains just trying to get somewhere, and here you are walking. It's simple.
Well, like I said, there's no magic pill for this situation. It takes a lot of hard work. It takes an everyday commitment. Like I said, a day in bed is a week in bed. And one thing I regret in the beginning is spending so much time being in a bed, but I really had no choice because I mean, it was really bad. I couldn't even hold my head up or breathe on my own. So here I am holding my head up on my own and breathing on my own. So I'm just grateful for where I am. It's taken 8 years, but I know some people that it's taken longer, and I know some people that never get to where I am. So I'm just grateful for where I am at in my life. Of course, I would always want more, but I just count my blessings at the same time.
That's awesome. Well, and that's one of the reasons why I think we should all combine efforts too, you should get knowledge of what you've known from the beginning. When you injured yourself, it would have been great for somebody to say, hey, don't lose hope. There's all these people out there that have done all this stuff on their own, and that would have just been so warming to your heart to not feel so alone. And so, I mean, I think that's part of the way to give back.
Well, one thing about my group which is great, is that we really do focus just on recovery because there's a million of other groups. And I feel like the mission gets lost, unfortunately, on recovery. I mean, you can name it A through Z topics just on recovery. And that's one thing I wish I had in the beginning, is somewhere where I could go and be like, oh my God, you can do this, you can do that. And, I didn't have that. I mean, I joined spinal cord groups before, but it gets lost
Yeah.
with recovery. But my goal, and my moderators know, is that we focus on recovery. And I actually I spent one day and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna find every spinal cord injury center in America or around the world that I can find on Facebook and send them a message and be like, hey, this is a group. We want you to share your videos. We want to share your stories of your clients if they don't mind with our group. And actually, I get notifications every day from all these other spinal cord injury centers that post videos and stuff, and I'm the one sharing it. But you know what? It's okay. I don't mind sharing their stuff. I don't mind, because I want people to know what's available out there and what can be done. Because this thing about having physical therapy 2 hours a week isn't gonna cut it. We need intensive and aggressive physical therapy every day. I mean, we're talking about different things, not just going to a spinal cord injury center that that does physical therapy. We're talking about going into a swimming pool. We're talking about doing acupuncture. We're talking about yoga, Pilates, going to a regular gym, doing all these other things besides going to a spinal cord injury physical therapy center. I mean, it's great, but also we need all the other stuff with it to make it even greater. So I think that's what's important. And I wish I had that in the beginning, because I had lost all hope in the beginning and I didn't know where to go. But then I started doing my own homework and I started looking at things and I started looking up medications and I started saying, how is this medication going to help me when there's a million side effects? So and that's when I said, okay, enough's enough. I want to do this my way. And that's the way it's been. And I said, okay, I have my family and they want to be there 100%. So we're going to do this together. 100%. My parents go with me to the gym. They go with me to physical therapy. They're always there by my side. So I'm very grateful for that. And, I'm just happy that I'm where I'm at and continue the fight.
Continue the fight. Well, I would love to talk to you more offline if you're open to it about how we could combine efforts. And I think that would be fantastic. I love your story and I love your energy. And yeah, I can't wait to see you progress even further.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you. Adam, do you have anything else? I think we'll wrap it up.
Well, Derrik, I just want to commend you on your perseverance and, how you take it all on. And I know there's a lot of people out there that would benefit from being exposed to your story and hearing what you have to say and following you in the future.
Well, I just want to say thank you for also inviting me onto your podcast and letting this message get out there, because it's important that we do, speak about these things and share our personal experiences with this injury, because, it's a big deal of an injury. But also, if anyone wants to read my website or go onto my website, I have my own website with my story and a little bit more detailed information at www.derrikstrong.com, and Derrik is spelled Derrik. And also, if anyone wants to join the group on Facebook, they're more than welcome to. And to find us on Facebook, it's called the Spinal Cord Injury Rehabilitation and Recovery Group, and we'll welcome caretakers, family members, doctors, nurses, physical therapists, gym trainers, you name it, and make this community really support one another. And when somebody wins, everybody wins. And my message to everybody out there is never give up,
That is the truth. Well, thank you. And we will be talking soon.
Thank you so much.
All right. Bye, you guys.
Take
Bye.
care.
Thanks, Derrik.